Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Ba ba bum ba ba bum boom boom ba da ba da ba boom. Welcome to the program. Welcome to the program. We are live. We're live. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. January 30th in the year 2023. Click, 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 click. Time goes by very fast. Very fast. You better jump on the bandwagon before your time is up. Pow. Just like Trey Nichols. Trey Nichols, his time is up. Oh boy. Are we live? Are we good? We're good. We're live on YouTube. Holy smokes, we're live. Welcome, everybody. So, big story today. Trey Nichols, you heard you'd probably be living in a closet if you didn't hear about it. Trey Nichols, a young man, was driving his car. He's a FedEx worker. I don't know, seemed like a simple guy, right? Simple young black man. Driving, pulled over for no apparent reason, and then the video of the police beating the shit out of him. He tries to run away from the beating, and they beat him some more until they finally kill him. So, protests breaking out all over the country, rightfully so. Family calling for peaceful protest. I don't know what to make of it. Is it the ironies? Well, he's a young black man beat by 5 black cops. All the police officers are black. So do we rule out racism and lean on police brutality? Do we say that maybe there's something unknown about Trey Nichols that the police knew and we didn't? I don't know. Could be. 5 cops involved. All 5 cops have been locked up for murder. The kid is dead. Trey Nichols is clearly dead. A lot of people chirping in on it. A lot of Trump even had something to say about it. So look at this fascinating story in America of police brutality. It looks like at face value. Police are hired, public servants to protect and uphold the law of the land. And it turns out, and young people are leading the way to show us that sometimes it's not all it's cracked up to be, especially when you're on the receiving end of something like that. Nobody wants to get pulled over and get sucked into some sort of police aggression that has nothing to do with you, and then ultimately costs you your life, like it did this young guy. So, well, look at that. I know people trying to spin it into racism. Is it racism? I don't know. I don't think so. Imagine, Zutsu Kuda says, imagine 5 black cops with a white subject. We wouldn't even know it happened. I doubt even local media would have covered it. Says, yeah, probably. You're probably right about that. Yeah, if it was... Right, if it was a white person and 5 white cops, you probably wouldn't have heard about it either, because it's justified. If it was, obviously 5 white cops and a black kid getting killed, that would have been news. What about a tranny? What about a transsexual with 5 women cops? How would we perceive it there? See, that's in my view, that's all confused world. Trying to it is going on, that sort of inherent racism or whatever it's called. But what's really going on is aggression, right? At an epic level. Police are beating the shit out of people and killing them. Not all the time. Not again, not all the time. It's isolated cases, but they are happening. And, it's fascinating to follow. So thank you, everybody, for joining me. And this is my thumbnail today. Negro on the ground saying, "What the fuck, man?" He's calling for his mommy. Ma. What a poor guy, right? He knew he was going to get killed, man. He didn't know how to, he couldn't defuse it. He couldn't get away. The cops were just hell-bent on killing him and beating the shit out of him. So, rip Trey Nichols. I got a website. My name is Marcus Conti. I am a video journalist, for lack of a better term, if you haven't heard what I do. Some people think it's some kind of something else, right? They think they're coming on my show and they're talking about me, and they say I'm this, that, and the other thing. I got it. I wrote it down on the website. This is what I do. I make videos. I'm a guy who makes videos. So if you don't like what I say, don't watch. And if you like what I say, join us and every morning at 9 a.m. and get a maybe a different perspective on your stupid one that you're holding on to. Every morning on YouTube, 9 a.m. Hey, I'm just one guy in the universe, right? That's all I do. I'm just a guy who gives my opinion. What's wrong with that? I'm a guy who likes to hear myself speak, someone has said. Sometimes I like to listen to myself speak, not all the time. Sometimes I watch the reruns and I'm entertained by what I say. Other times I'm not entertained at all. I say, "Oh, fucking, what the fuck are you talking about, man? There's always tomorrow." So, but anyway, man, that's what this is. I think everybody should have a show. Everybody with an opinion should have a show, right? And then that's all we would be, is people with shows, and nobody. Everybody has a show, and there's no audience because everybody is their own show. So I have a website, and I also write little stories. I wrote this story about an enlightened father. You might enjoy it. You might not understand it, or you might understand it completely. Whatever it is that you do, please read and enjoy. And I don't know, man. What a day! I had a good weekend. I had a very relaxed weekend. I was up in I did a lot of sitting this weekend. I got some fruit flies in my house too, and there's no fruit. I don't know where the fruit flies are coming from. Are they coming out of my tea? No. The tea is boiling. It can't be from there. Must be something. I must have dropped something, like a potato chip or something somewhere. You know, when you drop something on the floor and you don't find it. But the flies and the little creatures find it, and then and I don't kill them either. I just push them out of the way, you know. So anyway, man. So that's I got a website. I do have a website every morning at 9 a.m. I think I just mentioned that. So let's start here. Aside from Trey Nichols getting wiped out, we'll show the video. We're going to see the video, so stand by. Just look at some other news quickly, and then we'll look at that video of the murder. If you don't like seeing people getting stomped and beat and killed, discretion is advised at this point. So while that's all happening here in America, a suicide bomber kills at least 20 people, injures 96 in blast at Pakistan mosque. So they're blaming Taliban so far. A suicide bomber struck Monday inside a mosque. What a coward! The worst place. I mean, the place where people are, spiritual. The most calm they'll probably ever be in their life. Going to the altar to wish for whatever, wish for peace, and somebody blows them up. Right? Why there? Why in a fucking in a mosque or a church or a synagogue? Why attack people? Is this you're attacking all Muslims and I'm going to blow them up? Well, how stupid. Right? No one immediately claimed responsibility for the bombing. A senior police official in Peshawar in Pakistan who gave the latest casualty tolls, but the Pakistani Taliban have been blamed in similar suicide attacks in the past. All right, time out. You don't blame the Pakistani Taliban, whoever the freak they are. Don't blame them yet until you can prove that they did it, or they say they did it. Just wait. Don't accuse people of fucking mass murder, right? Because then other murders happen. Innocent people get wiped out like that. So again, just quickly, I know people don't give a shit about what's going on in Pakistan, and I don't know, maybe rightfully so. Who knows? But we have our hand in this. Taliban wouldn't be there if it wasn't. The latest version of the Taliban wouldn't be if it weren't for U.S. involvement in Afghanistan. Here you see the bodies, people blown up. Right? If they're Americans, you can't show blood, but if they're Pakistanis and Muslims, no problem. Just flash the images. Nobody cares. So a lot of dead people in Pakistan. Some coward walked in there with a vest on and blew everybody up. What's going on? So here we go. Tyre Nichols, brutal beating by police shown on video. We all saw it. Watch some clips. Where's the video? So here's the video. If you don't like to see the brutality, it's about a minute long, and we'll watch it together. Video contains graphic images and profanity. Time to click off if you don't like that. And here we go. Here we go. So police went to
30, we see it. We're on foot for southbound on Ross.
There's an hour of footage out there. We're only watching a few minutes of it. Highlights.
Ross and Cascade Lane.
5 officers held the black motorist down and struck him repeatedly.
See, wipe you. Hey.
Give me your hand. Give me your hand. Give me your hand.
You might get sprayed again.
Hey.
Hey, Mike. Hey, bro. Watch out, watch out.
Watch out. Give me your hand.
They're beating him to death.
Mom! Hey.
Give me your hand. Give me.
Okay, all right.
Give me your fucking hand.
For no reason.
All right. Give me your fucking hand. Hey, I'm a 60 guy. Give me your motherfucking hands. Watch out. I'm gonna baton the fuck out you. Hit the fucking hands. Watch out. Watch out. Give the hands. Give us your hands. Give us your hands. Same location. Ross and Kelsey. Watch it. Give me your fucking hand.
Disturbing. So there you go. 5 cops beating the shit out of one lone guy. I know there's a lot of other video, but it's pretty clear. Why does it take 5 cops to take down one unarmed, man? It doesn't, it's disturbing to watch. It disturbs me when I watch the shit. Authorities released video footage Friday showing Tyre Nichols being beaten by 5 Memphis police officers. There's all kinds of speculation around this. I know Weesty put into the chat that possible gang inside the police station. Cheeseburger is pointing out they blew up a police station. Who are they? I mean, this kid worked for FedEx. He was a motorist. He was just driving by, minding his own business, and he becomes they. Right? They over there at the police station are a gang, and someone tried to blow them up, and they then beat up them over there for driving black. It's a rabbit hole. Right? Look at the evidence for a second. Look at the evidence of what's happening. There's a guy getting beat up on the side of a highway for no apparent reason, no connection at all to any of those other stories. What's happening is footage showing Tyre Nichols being beaten by 5 Memphis police officers who held the black motorist down and repeatedly struck him with their fists, boots, and batons as he screamed for his mother. Even if this was the suspect, even if this was the very guy who blew up the police station, even if he had the bomb in the car, it doesn't justify what they're doing. It's not a tyranny. The police don't have the authority they have the authority to arrest people, not to beat them to death. Right? Nobody gives you the authority. That's not the authority you're given at the police academy. You get to beat somebody to death with your 4 comrades and circle kick the kid until he's dead. Video is filled with violent moments showing the officers, and we'll see the protests. Are they valid? Are they legitimate? Should people be angry about this? Should anybody be angry about the police beating the shit out of a kid and killing him? I guess so. I mean, it's disturbing enough to watch. So the video is filled with violent moments showing the officers, who are also black, chasing and pummeling Nichols and leaving him on the pavement propped up against the squad car as they fist pump and celebrate their actions. So the footage emerged one day after the officers were charged with murder in Nicholas's death. Chilling images of another black man dying at the hands of police renewed tough questions about how fatal encounters with law enforcement continue even after repeated calls for change. Protesters gathered all over the place. We'll look at some of that. The recording shows police savagely beating the 29-year-old FedEx worker for 3 minutes while screaming profanities at him throughout the attack. The Nichols family legal team has likened the assault to the infamous 1991 police beating of Los Angeles motorist Rodney King. So we got a new Rodney King situation on our hands. After the first officer roughly pulls Nichols out of a car, Nichols can be heard saying, "I didn't do anything," as a group of officers begin to wrestle him to the ground. One officer is heard yelling, "Tase him, tase him." Nichols calmly says, "Okay, I'm on the ground. You guys are really doing a lot right now," Nichols said. "I'm just trying to go home." "Stop, I'm not doing anything," he yells moments later. Nichols can then be seen running as an officer fires a taser at him. Well, if you're getting beat and pummeled by police and you realize that this is erratic and they're about to kill you for something that you didn't do, right? It's time to go. So a lot of times when people are scared, they run. You're frightening the guy. The guy's terrified. Why don't you speak politely and calmly? If you have an issue with him, why does it take five thug police officers, all big, bulky fucking cops, to take down one skinny black kid? Right? And he's running. And now what did he do? He didn't do anything. He's driving his car. What are you going to chase him down for what? They don't even say what he was pulled over for. It was just a routine stop and nothing. 2 officers held Nichols to the ground. All right, we're just looking at the facts. There could be more to the story. He could have been some sort of high conspirator in some sort of plot to blow up a police station, whatever. All right, who cares? Who knows? The point is that 5 cops have been tried for murder in this case. Murder. So it does look like none of those leads are really valid at this point. Right? Were they in hot pursuit of a bomb suspect? No. Were they in hot pursuit of some guy driving 400 miles an hour on the highway killing people? No. Was he some kind of suspect in some other crime? No. He was a mild-mannered kid who worked at FedEx. So far, that's what we know. So 2 officers held Nichols to the ground as he moved about, and then the third appears to kick him in the head. Nichols slumps more fully onto the pavement with all 3 officers surrounding him. The same officer kicks him again. All right, so they're kicking the shit out of him. All right, "I'm going to baton the fuck out of you," says one cop. His body cam shows him raising his baton. He bangs him 3 times in the back. This is torture. The other officers then appear to house Nichols to his feet. He flops like a doll. An officer then punches him in the face. As the officer with the baton continues to menace him, Nichols stumbles and turns. Still held up by two officers, the officer who punched him then walks around to Nichols's front and punches him 4 more times. Then Nichols collapses. 2 officers can be seen atop Nichols on the ground, third nearby for about 45 seconds. So they beat the shit out of him, and then they leave him on the ground to die. It takes more than 20 minutes after Nichols is beaten and on the pavement before any sort of medical attention is provided. Even though 2 fire department officers arrive on the scene with medical equipment within 10 minutes. So even the fire department for 10 minutes sat on their hands while this kid was Weisty says, Marcus, you are mixing stories. The comments before were about Pakistan. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. Weisty, I apologize. I take that back. So the story about the guy who blew up the mosque is a guy who was tried for or being followed for blowing up a police station. I stand corrected. Sorry about that. We're not talking about Nichols. So there is no. We could rule that one out. That's my bad. My bad. I'm trying to read and talk at the same time. So there is no conspiracy here. Correction. There is no conspiracy per se that Nichols had anything to do with some police bombing because it happened in Pakistan. Thank you, Weasley. What else? Okay. So throughout the video, officers make claims about Nichols' behavior that are not supported by the footage or that the district attorney and other officials have said did not happen. In one of the videos, an officer claims that during the initial traffic stop, Nichols reached for his gun before fleeing and almost had his hand on the handle, which is not shown in the video. So Nichols had a gun. So is the gun pointed at a cop? Is the gun legal? You're in Tennessee. You're in Memphis. You're allowed to have a gun. After Nichols is in handcuffs and leaning against a police car, several officers say that he must have been high. Later, an officer says no drugs were found in the car. So you can rule that out. Another officer immediately counters that Nichols must have ditched something. So they didn't try to plant him. Anyway. Yeah, Cheeseburger points out show is on a 2-minute delay. Probably not an issue. That is a problem. I'm speaking 2 minutes in your future. Right? I'm already, and you're commenting. It's not full 2 minutes. Sometimes it is 2 minutes, but it's about a minute. So sometimes I'm reading the comments, and I'm already on the other story, and you're commenting. You're commenting about something that was already seen. So thank you for pointing that out. This is live. This is what live broadcasting looks like in the modern age. So, firemen, why did firemen show up on the scene and for 10 minutes not offer medical assistance to the guy as he was dying on the floor? The parents, I don't want us burning up our cities, tearing up our streets, because that's not what my son stood for. Nichols' mother said, if you guys are here for me and Trey, then you will protest peacefully. And that's the mother saying it. Brilliant. Bravo to the mother. I mean, your heart goes out to the woman. She just lost a kid, her son, at the hands of a bunch of five radical police officers. Joe Biden says he's going to make a law, the George Floyd Justice and Police Acting law. Yeah. He's the Justice and Police Act law. Revamp the police department. Go back to the way it used to be, where they don't even why do police officers at a traffic stop need to carry a gun? Why do police officers at a traffic stop need to carry a gun? Why not? They're pulling you over for a speeding ticket. Right? Why do you need a gun for someone? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you should carry a gun, but use it for self-defense. The gun should never come out and point at somebody, unless your life is in danger or you. Why do 5 cops need to tase a guy? So I'm being sympathetic today. I'm trying to be empathetic to this. I'm trying to understand. From, last week there was a lot of that, trying to understand the black alien, guy who painted himself black. There was Brian Johnson, the guy who's eating, 150 pills a day, calling himself healthy, exercising, meditating. And then on Friday, who did we look at on Friday? Somebody else, I don't know. But I'm trying to be empathetic, trying to be empathetic here. The event as described to us does not constitute legitimate police work or a traffic stop gone wrong. This is criminal assault under the pretext of law, says a federal judge, a federal cop. So that's what's going on there. Let's watch some of the protests. People are pissed off. Here we are in New York City. New York, NYPD traffic. That is not a cop. That is a traffic cop. There is a difference in New York City. Traffic cops don't carry guns. They just write tickets. And when you yell at them, they shut the fuck up and they walk away. So here he is. I mean, in plain view, here's a man standing on top of a cop car in Times Square, standing on top of a city vehicle, kicking the window in. What are the police going to do when they see him? What do the police do when they see you standing on top of a city vehicle, smashing in the window with your foot? They come over and throw you on the ground and arrest you. Let's watch. See, this guy right here is a hero. See this big guy right here? He's a hero. See the police, the way that they're taking him down. Watch the way the police take him down. And there's this big guy saying, easy, don't kill him. He broke a window. You don't lose your life for protesting and breaking a window. You replace the window and you get him to pay for it. It's called restitution. Okay, there's no violence yet. They rip him down. All right, that's what they do. 4 cops, 5 cops, 7 cops, and one big guy saying, easy. See, if that big guy wasn't there, if the big guy wasn't there, right? He's twice the size. He's like 2 cops. If he wasn't there saying easy, they might have stepped all over this guy, right? It might have happened again. You see how police get? They get like, it's like a gang. It's like a herd, right? It's like they're like vultures. They come down on you and one beats, one punches, and the other one punches harder, and it gets aggressive. See, now you're in a state of confusion. You see how the confusion? You got all these. If you look at the scene, you got all these brass. These are the guys that caused the problem. They're all. This is a captain. He's got a white shirt on. This is a captain. All right. Here's another captain, NYPD captain. There's another one down there. 3 captains, 4 captains, sergeants. They're all over the place. They're all captains and sergeants. Everybody's giving the other guy the orders. Everybody's giving everybody else orders. Young cops, they're pushing people out of the way. There's no crime here. No crime here. The kid broke a window. They arrested him. That's what you get. Weasty points out the big guy in there is a Black Lives Matter leader. Yes, he is. I recognize him as well. So what? He's in the right place at the right time at that moment. Easy. This kid right here is playing with fire, literally, by I don't know what he's got in his hand that's smoking around a bunch of cops. That's probably not the smartest thing to do. You know, why are you there? You're instigating. Right? So. But you see, I've been in many of these situations. I've been at many of these rallies, many of these riots, and this is the epicot of the violence. When the protesters clash with the police, that's where it gets really ugly. 95% of it is not that. It is peaceful protest. They're out there singing Black Lives Matter. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Black Lives Matter. Right? That's what they do, and it's not necessarily a bad thing, you know. But they almost always get violent like this. There's almost always at the very end it gets like this. You get some agitators that want to break windows, and this is what you get, and good luck. NYPD is, in my view, quite restrained. And they don't care. You can call them fucking whatever you want. They don't really react to that much. Some of them do. So was it a woman who got arrested? Was it the woman doing the kicking? You can't really tell. Oh, you can tell. She's got a hood on. Let's see if that was her. Is that her breaking the window? Let's look at the... I want to just see if it's true. Now, that's a different person. Different color hood. Oh, she's tough. She went out there and made a statement. Now you're going to jail. There's another one. These are, you can definitely find the similar agitators. They change. If you recall back in the pandemic days, if you look at some of my videos of being at the rallies in Brooklyn, the Bay Ridge riot that occurred, or some of the downtown rallies, quote rallies, that I was there at the end of them, and there's the same people that pop up. And that's why they wear the mask. But we know who they are, and I don't recognize any of these people aside from that big guy, who is a Black Lives Matter guy. But so what? You gotta be for something, right? You can't stop revolution. Bye bye. So that's a video. What else we got? Lots of videos. So here they are jamming up Times Square. Get out, get your shit out of the way, man. I got things to do. It's a lot of people.
Because they don't give a fuck about us. They don't give a fuck about us. When they motherfucking friends is going upside our heads, they're giving them high fives. They're going to dinner with these motherfuckers. They're riding around the car with them. They don't say nothing. I ask the black guy, what do you...
So Times Square, a lot of people. It's no small crowd. There's a couple of, maybe 2,000-3,000 people jamming up Times Square, 48th Street, 47th Street. A lot of people. There's another angle of the kid smashing the cop car. We already saw that one. We saw that one. What else we got here? This is an interesting guy. Listen to this guy's comment. Listen to my brother to spell it out. Watch this.
Get out the street. Y'all can go protest that shit on the sidewalk. I don't care.
He's like Eddie Murphy. I don't care. Get out of the street. I have things to do. He sounds like a Hasidic Jew. I don't care.
Get out the street. Y'all can go protest that shit on the sidewalk. I don't care. It's stupid. Get out the street. People got places to go. Y'all in the way. That shit don't solve nothing.
That shit don't solve nothing, he said.
Fuck out the way, y'all weirdos. Like, come on, like, this is weird. Get out the street. Y'all can do it. Y'all can do it peacefully on the sidewalk. Get out the street. Y'all can go protest.
That guy's wonderful. I love that guy. This looks like the Brooklyn Bridge. Brooklyn Bridge? Yeah, so they're downtown. It looks like Brooklyn Bridge area, right by Occupy City Hall. City Hall. It's hard to tell where they are right now. I'm not really sure where they are. Lives matter, red ones. Oh, it's Seattle. Excuse me. It's not even New York. It's Seattle. So they're a little upset in Seattle as well. Small crowds of people gather in protest of police custody in L.A. Let's watch L.A. Small crowd. Very small crowd. Maybe 50, 100. 50, 100 more cops than people in L.A. Shooting fireworks. Not a good idea. Not a good idea to toss lit firecrackers at a cop, especially today, because they think you're trying to kill them.
That's fucking right.
I don't know where we are here.
Shouldn't be like that, but, you know.
That's Los Angeles. Where are we here? Where are we here? Black Lives Matter. This is in Memphis. Our streets! We cancel the motherfuckers. Is that what he's saying? Cancel the motherfuckers? Cancel the motherfuckers. Oh, that'll work. Yeah, cancel them. Censor them. Cancel the motherfuckers. Zutsu Kuda points out, once they started realizing the cops were black, the protests fizzled out. Yeah, right, because that eliminates a lot of the real racists, right? Everything is race, and when it's not race, then it doesn't matter. And it's just police beating people up. That's interesting. It's an interesting observation. There is, based on the evidence, a lot less people so far, a lot less breaking and smashing and burning so far. And the only difference is that the black kid that got killed by blacks. 5 of them in cop uniforms.
They're taking our lives! They're taking our lives! They're taking our lives! Shoot the cops! Take your cameras out your pockets, people! Shoot the cops!
No justice! No peace! No racism!
Police!
What do we want?
Justice!
What do we want?
Now!
Oh, we haven't heard that for a while. What do we want? Justice. What do we want? Oh. Castle Philly Camden also points out that the Philadelphia Eagles are now in the Super Bowl. I saw that. I'm a Pennsylvania resident now, and I see that. The Philadelphia Eagles. Go Eagles, man. Go Eagles. They're going to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. If you're a football follower, which I'm not, but I get excited when the Super Bowl comes around. I'll watch it. More importantly, who's going to be in the Super Bowl? Can somebody look that up? Who's the Super Bowl entertainment, halftime entertainment? Because that's really what I want to watch. So lots of people out in the street. Lots of people out in the street pushing back and forth. They, hopefully they don't start shooting each other and eating each other. The demonstrators have gathered. Some more demonstrations. So again, the demonstrations appear to be minor. Oh, here's Biden. Oh, fuck him. Who cares about him? He's a jack-off. He's a jack-off in terms of issues like this because he doesn't have any. He's a racist. I mean, he's the guy who picked a woman next to him because she's black. He picked the Supreme Court justice because she's a black woman. So why ask Biden anything about this? Biden is a racist. Joe Biden, racist. Let's ask Trump. Let's ask Trump what Trump thinks. Fuck Biden. Donald Trump. It's really innovative. The audio sucks on this. You can't really hear him. I got the captions on. I'll try to. So here's Trump on his own plane being asked by a reporter, what do you think of the Trey Nichols Memphis police video? He said it's horrible. Let's listen.
Great people. Have you seen the Memphis video? Yes. What are your thoughts on it?
Very horrible. I'll try to. It's horrible. You can't hear it. And the captions aren't up, but let's listen. I could hear it.
When he started screaming for, mom, that was just a sad thing. I thought it was absolutely horrible.
So when he started screaming for his mom, he thought it was absolutely horrible. This is the real president, Donald Trump.
Did you think that the officers should be charged?
Well, look, the video was pretty graphic. Unless there's something that isn't shown, certainly.
And it's Trump logic. He says unless there's something that we haven't seen or unless there's something that hasn't been shown,
Terrible thing that
it's a terrible thing that happened. On face value, Trump is calling it from face value, and that's what he sees.
Terrible. I don't know who did the damage. I'm not sure who did the damage. I think maybe all of them did. But it was a rough thing to watch.
He's saying, maybe one of them did it, maybe all the cops did it, right? It's Trump calling it from the hip.
Does it make you rethink police reform in any way? See you guys sort of think about it?
Well, it's at the same time you have to stop crime. So it's sort of like individual people. You have to get the right people that know when you have to be tough and when not to be tough. This was a case of being very, very tough.
It's interesting. Trump is saying it's when knowing when to be tough and when not to be tough. Yeah, I mean, is that? I don't know. I don't know.
Overly crazy. And it was sad to watch. It was a very sad thing to watch. He was begging for it.
Very sad to watch, begging for his life.
For his mother. And that was a sad thing to watch. It's not a question of reform. It's a question of having people that understand what you have to do and understand life.
Trump says it's not about reform. It's getting people. He says it's rather getting people to understand what the fuck they're doing. That's called reform. So there's Trump's opinion. Let's watch Fox 5. Fox, spin it, Fox.
Memphis police promised to release this video shortly after firing those 5 officers and charging them in Tyre's murder.
All right, the new hour-long video shows everything from the initial encounter to the aftermath of the beating, the officers screaming profanities and threats, as well as the 29-year-old calling out for his mother as he lay dying.
We have a team of reporters joining us tonight covering the fallout from this footage. We want to go straight to Teresa Priolo. And Teresa, the video is deeply traumatic and difficult to watch.
Natasha, it is so violent that even Tyre Nichols' own mother said that she could not watch it. What you are about to see is disturbing by any measure. So we want to urge you to take care while watching this. It begins with cops pulling over Nichols' car, and it ends a few blocks away as Nichols is savagely beaten.
It's the video the world has waited with bated breath to see.
Shut her shit off.
It might show concern for the reaction it might cause.
These are good. This is good imagery. You see that? Look at this. Look at this. There's 5 cops. There's 3 cops just pummeling the fucking kid, pummeling him on the ground.
As Tyre Nichols screams for his mother, 5 officers from the Memphis Police Department use him as a human punching bag, while one officer strikes him with a department-issued baton at least 3 times.
No, these cops, they all got to go to jail for this, all of them. There's no justification. I don't care what the fuck he did. I don't care what he did. You don't do this. You don't do this. You handcuff the kid. 5 cops, 1 kid. You tell me you can't cuff him? Come on. Easily cuff him and just leave him there. Let him, and he's fine. He's not gonna just stop beating him up, and he'll stop. He's trying to get away because you keep beating him up.
Watch out! I'm gonna baton the out you. He the is.
But it is the lamppost on Castlegate Lane that illuminates the brutality of this situation. Over the course of more than 2 minutes, Nichols is kicked and punched repeatedly. First to the upper body, then to the face and head. At times, he's on the ground. At others, he's on his feet, surrounded by cops screaming for him to give them the very arms they're holding. The encounter began as a traffic stop, but it's unclear what Nichols might have done that got the attention of police. Here's one of the officers describing that stop.
So we tried to get him stopped. He didn't stop. We still trying to get him stopped. Hit the siren. Stop. That man drove around, swerved like he's gonna hit my car. So then I'm like, God.
These cops, I bet these cops are all jacked up. Let's look. This is good. This is good stuff. Cops are jacked up. Cops are high on something. Let's look.
That man drove around, swerved like he's gonna hit my car. So then I'm like, God.
They're either jacked up on something or they're adrenaline rushed or something, man. They're high. They're high on something.
Man, what are we doing? He pulled up to the red light, stop at the red light, put his turn signal on, so we can jump out the car.
In the wake of Nichols' death, the city of Memphis released 4 different perspectives of this encounter. 3 are officer body cam videos. Another is from a city streetlight. The videos begin with a traffic stop marking the start of the struggle.
You guys are really doing a lot right now. Bro, lay down. I'm just trying to go home. Lay down.
We see Nichols run away. Police finally catch up to him. And then the viciousness that ultimately ended Nichols' life.
And there he is, slumped over. You saw that? You saw him just slump over dead? Look at this. They beat him senselessly, and now he's just...
Ended Nichols' life. Tyre.
Fucking unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. The times we live in. Shame alarm development. I don't want to talk about that. I'm going to kill it there. So, Mark's County reporting. Let's look at the market. Ding, we're open. Oh, my God. Oh, no. What's happening? All right, red. Right now, we're red. Why is it such a bizarre moment for investors right now? I don't know. But this week, there's a lot on tap. On the Wall Street, big tech is going to report their fourth quarter earnings from last year this week. Intel, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Meta, formerly Facebook, all reporting this week. Right now, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is down 16, NASDAQ down 93, and S&P 500 down 16. The Dow that's not significant, 16 points, but NASDAQ down a percentage point. That's significant. Apple, look, if these big tech, if Apple reports and blows away earnings or at least beats the earnings expectation, the market will continue to rally up. Apple, Amazon, Google, all reporting earnings this week. So that's what we'll be watching. Right now, Microsoft is down 3.5%, Meta down $1, Google down $1.50, Amazon down $1, Apple down $1. So everything is down right now ahead of the earnings report. It's Monday. Those earnings. There's also the Fed is going to jack up the interest rate again, 25 basis points as opposed to 75 basis points and 50 basis points. Which is good news. So they're slowing down the quantitative tightening, and there you go, man. So Amazon, Google, all reporting. So thank you all for joining me. We may not disagree. I'm sorry if I stepped on anybody's toes in the chat. Sometimes I'm not. I try to read the latest comments. If they get too far ahead, I know we're on you guys are talking about a different story. But anyway, thank you all for joining me. Everybody's here. Weevil Girl's here. Crazy Duck, William R. Hall, Mr. Hamburger. Weesty was in the house. And everybody else who's lurking. Everybody else who's here. Love you guys. Love you guys. Zoot Cooter. Cheeseburger. Welcome, man. So I'll see you guys, man. I'll see you next time. I'll see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow, man. Hopefully we don't get pulled over. Hopefully you don't get pulled over. Imagine you're at a truck stop. Imagine you're on the highway. You're driving by. You're just driving by, and suddenly you're eating your cheeseburger, and woo woo woo. You hear the woo 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 in the background. The cops pull you over, and they're like, "Get out of the car, motherfucker! Get out of the car!" And you're like, "What? I didn't do anything. Oh, please." And then you're on the ground, and they're circle kicking you, and they're spraying you with mace, and they're sticking their sticks in your body, poking you, punching you, kicking you, and you're gonna die, and you cry out for your mommy. Don't let that happen to you, man. Don't let that happen to you. Marcus Conte reporting.